Jesus stood and cried out, saying, "If anyone thirsts, let him come to me and drink." Welcome to our Earthbag Adventure. This is our first video, and my name is Pappos.
I'm Granny.
And we figured that we would document in some way what we're trying to do over the next year. It's the beginning of a new year, and in 2026 we are wanting to
Build an Earthbag house.
So maybe 10 years ago we bought a piece of land in the North Island of New Zealand where we live, and over those 10 years we've done a little bit but not much, and circumstances have allowed us to do a bit more this year and spend quite a bit more time during 2026 up here trying to get this Earthbag house finished. So we figured that maybe giving you a little bit of a history of where we've been and what we've done with this property so far would be helpful. So what do you remember?
I remember coming and visiting the land to look at it.
Yeah.
It was a lot more than I was expecting.
Yeah, when I saw it, I loved it because of the water. There's water everywhere, and of course there's trees. You'll see in the footage.
So many trees.
Lots of trees. We own many trees now. So we were able to get this piece of land, and not really sure what we were going to do with it. So to begin with, we put a track in. There was like a really makeshift track. Yeah.
So yeah, there had been somebody who had the property before us, and they had started to do some work, but then couldn't continue it. So we used the tracks that they had, and it expanded. Yeah, so we hired a digger guy. He came and ploughed a track, and he put some stones down. And we scouted out a place with our children, and found a place that we would camp. And we put tents up, things like that. And as I mentioned, I love the water. I tapped into a water source, a spring high up on a mountain, I don't know, 70 or 80 meters higher than where we are at the moment. And we had that as our first water source. And what did we do when we first came up? We bought the marquee. Yeah, we had a marquee and tents for the first couple of years, I think. And then we put a sink inside the marquee and a kitchen. Yeah, we bought just some camping equipment and made it as homely as we could. I remember that one of the very first things we did was we built a rocket stove. That's right. Up on the hill. Yeah. And the remnants of it are still there. It is. So I'll have to find some footage and put it in with what it looks like today. Yeah. But we also started the foundation for a cabin. Yes. I remember we put in some big 6-inch by 6-inch footings. And then friends of mine came up with our son and I to put the bottom on, and then we had these guys come up from somewhere else. They came across from somewhere else on the North Island. I can't remember which town they came from, but we bought the cabin frames and they put them up for us, and I don't think we've got any footage of them doing that. No, can't find anything. Yeah. So anyway, we've got these two cabins in an area that's a little bit further away from the road than where we are at the moment. And then dear friends of ours came and helped us. Well, they did it really for us. They did it. I enjoyed watching them do it. They were quite efficient. They put a deck on one of the cabins, which has been amazing. So very, very helpful. And it's got a cover, and they built a washing line off that for us as well. Yeah, steps up to it, because the grass grows so fast here. Yeah. That it doesn't take long, a few months, and all of a sudden things look overgrown. Yeah, they're out of control. So having that cabin just off the ground that much further
than other things has been a godsend, and they were so amazing. Our friends Gordon and Tracy and Cameron and Hannah building us that deck all those years ago. What was it, 7 or 8 years ago now? What else have we done? Since then we've put in fruit trees, a few, and most of them die because they get swamped by the local growth.
From the grasses.
Yeah, a few of them are still alive though.
We haven't spent a lot of time here all at once, and so it gets overgrown really quickly. So we come up periodically and then have to whack it all back, and then the trees and stuff have not really done very well because they don't have the chance.
So maybe 3 years ago, I'm forgetting how long, I scoped out a place that I would have liked to have built an Earthbag house, and I hired the same digger guy, local guy from around here, and he came in and he cleared a flatter area for us to be able to lay the foundation. So I did that. I spent I don't know, maybe a few days laying a foundation, putting in some stone which he had left.
You did the
for me.
drainage.
Yep, and then I laid the first lot of Earthbags. And then the following year, my brother, who's very keen on seeing us finish this little project, organised a working bee with his children and our children and some other friends. It was amazing. So it was almost exactly a year ago that working bee happened, and we laid our first 1,000 bags. So with a little time lapse that you'll see here of them laying those bags, and so for a year we've had the bags covered. And we covered them in the black polythene, and there's still a couple of 1,000 more bags to put, and then there's a bunch of other stuff, and I'm making it up as I go along, not really knowing what I'm doing, and believing that doing an Earthbag house is forgiving enough for even a hack like me to be able to do, or for people like us to be able to give it a go. And if it fails, it fails, but it's something that I've wanted to do for a while.
You've done a lot of research, you've watched a lot of videos, read a lot of books and articles. So I think that even though it's not, like you say, I think it's going to be forgiving. It's not something that needs to be precise.
That's right, So it's supposed to be a circular house. It's probably not going to be that circular. It's probably going to be a bit wonky, and that's okay. I don't mind. And we haven't even figured out what we're going to do with the roof yet. Got some ideas, but we'll see how we go. So maybe last year as well, or just over a year ago, our daughter and her husband and grandson came up and spent some time here, and they actually organised the shed that we're sitting in. And Josh had it built, and with the help of my brother again and a bunch of other people, my nephews, and they had this built, and they lived here for a few months until they had their second child and moved away. But this was here available for us to be able to use in 2026. So over the last couple of months, I've hired trucks a few times, and trucked up a bunch of resources, and we have set ourselves up to be able to give this a go.
So this shed is our main living area, just like our kids were living here when they stayed here for those months. So it's really just a bed sit. It's, you can see our bed and dressers in the background, and in front of us is our kitchen area. There's a sink and cabinets and stove and all our stuff there. You'll probably see bits and pieces of that as we go.
Well, one of the things we'll be doing next, I think, is putting in a washing machine, and we've got another lot of solar panels to put up.
Yeah, we've got one lot of solar going. So we've got a freezer over behind us, and we've got bits of food in there, and freezer blocks, and we use the freezer blocks to put in a chili bin, and that keeps our fridge stuff cold. So it's very rustic, it's very camp-like. But we're going to attempt to do this for a year.
Or we'll be going back and forth between where we normally live and here, but we've freed up a lot of time over the next 12 months to be able to do that. So it's time to give it a go.
Yep.
So that's us.
Forever, oh Lord, your word is settled in heaven. Your faithfulness endures to all generations. You establish the earth and it abides. They continue this day according to your ordinances. For all are your servants.
Forever, oh Lord, your word is settled in heaven. Unless your law had been my delight, I would then have perished in my affliction.
Forever, oh Lord, your word is settled in heaven. Forever, oh Lord, your word is settled in heaven.
The tree of life at the beginning of the Bible and the water of life at the end both find their fulfillment and meaning in the person of Jesus.